Hello board game brothers and sisters, and welcome to another episode where I'll be letting you know of Kickstarters launching this week. If you're new to the channel, we do this every week, so if you want to stay up to date with all the upcoming campaigns,
subscribe now.
And if you're a regular, welcome back, and
subscribe now.
And let's check out the Kickstarters. Most of the campaigns this week will be launching on June 22nd, and the first one we have is called Valor Villainy, Lludwiks, Labyrinth. And this plays 1 to 6 players and takes about 90 to 150 minutes to play. And this is a standalone co-op adventure game, but it's also cross-compatible with the previous release, Valor Villainy, the Minions of Mordock. And in this game, players are a band of heroes sent to stop the evil Lludwik's demonic invasion. The game offers a lighthearted comedic narrative that can be played over 8 acts as a campaign or as one-off scenarios with a free play mode. The campaign is driven by players' choices, but also incorporates legacy-style hidden content that will be unlocked as the story progresses. A really cool thing that the publisher is doing is a prologue over on BGG where you can get a taste of the writing style, but you can also join in on the comments and determine the outcome of some decision points that affect the direction of the story. Free play mode can be played anytime before, during, or after the campaign, and this mode allows players to take on campaign bosses while using a repeatable free play event structure. The game also uses mechanisms like action points, dice rolling, grid movement, hand management, and variable player powers. This also comes with some elaborate and zany miniatures that pair nicely with the humorous writing style. And if you want to get the complete set, this campaign will be offering the deluxe version of the first game as well, and I have links to all these campaigns in the description below. And next we have the Great Race 2, which is a campaign I've mentioned in the past. And Great Race 2 is a continuation of the campaign for Great Race that took place back in 2020, but this is a standalone game that can be played with or without the original version of the game. And in this game, players will be racing their vehicles across a continent using scouts, mechanics, and escorts to discover paths, repair their vehicles, and guarantee safety over hazardous terrain. This game will feel more like an expedition rather than a race, as players will be utilizing resource management, optimization, and planning to take the lead. Players will also be drafting cards each turn that will help them gain coins, oil, or engine improvements. Players will be placing their workers behind their player screens to perform different actions to scout, repair, or gain money, or perform actions like moving your vehicle across the board. This game already offers a few different maps, and this campaign will be offering more to the available content. Also on the 22nd, we have Rainbow Six Siege, which plays 2 to 4 players and takes about 60 minutes to play. And this is a tactical 1-on-1 or 2-on-2 miniature shooter based on Ubisoft's Rainbow Six franchise. But even more impressive than that is that it's our Discord pick of the week. If you want to see upcoming campaigns as soon as I find them, and also vote on the ones that you're most excited for, check out the link to the Discord in the description below. As the attacker, you'll primarily be using explosives and other means to tear down walls and obstacles to reach your objective. But as a defender, you'll be shaping the battleground with different barricades and using the terrain to your advantage to attempt to stop your player and deny them opportunities to attack. To win the game, you'll either have to complete the mission's objective for your side or eliminate the opposing team. During a round, each player has 2 phases where they can activate 2 to 3 agents each phase. Players will be making actions such as movement, shooting at targets, covering areas with support, leaning or crouching for added cover, or using shared team gadgets or individual agents' gadgets. Every map also features an upper floor that can be used to navigate the map more quickly. It's pretty cool to see so many IP-based games this year, so if this is one that you're interested in, definitely check it out, and I have links to all these campaigns in the description below. And I offer all this content free for publishers, so if you find this useful, please like and subscribe. It's free and it helps out the channel in a big way. Also be sure to check out kickstartergames.com and use the code SHELFCLUTTER because you can get a massive 15% off your entire cart. Kickstartergames.com has a ton of games, so if there's one that you've been looking to buy, definitely head over there and check it out and save yourself some cash. A small portion of any sales made there will come back and help this channel, so I truly appreciate the support. And if you like free games, make sure to subscribe to their newsletter because they do a giveaway every month. I'll have a link to kickstartergames.com in the description below. Also on June 22nd, we have Big Game Night by AEG, and this campaign will be offering 2 games. There'll be the game called 10, which plays 1 to 5 players and takes about 15 to 30 minutes to play. And then there is Whirling Witchcraft, which plays 2 to 5 players and takes about 15 to 30 minutes to play. And 10 is a small push your luck game where players will try to draw as many cards as possible without busting by going over the total value of 10. And Whirling Witchcraft is a game where players will have a hand of recipes and ingredients, and players will be filling in limited spaces on their workbench with these ingredients of different types as they try to be the first player to advance 5 of these ingredients from their workbench into the witch's circle. Each round, players will be using the different recipes to turn ingredients into multiples of other more rare ingredients, which will then get passed to your neighbor at the end of the round. You'll want to produce as many ingredients as possible because any ingredients that your neighbor can't fit into their workbench get returned back to you and added to your witch's circle. Players can also make use of player powers and special card abilities for an extra advantage throughout the game. AEG will also be throwing in a special bonus with the campaign, so make sure to check it out to find out what that is. But unlike most Kickstarters, these games are already ready to be delivered, and they'll be shipping out in just a couple months during August. The downside with this campaign is that they're only offering shipping to the United States, and it's also limited to 2,000 copies. So make sure to click to get notified if you don't want to miss out on that opportunity. And next we have a small card game called Start Them Up, which plays 1 to 4 players and takes about 30 to 60 minutes to play. And in this game, players are entrepreneurs competing to create the best projects and communities. During your turn, you'll draw an emotion card, which each have an effect that can help or harm your efforts. Then you'll play cards to gain validation points in order to complete projects, which are needed to win the game. Whatever cards are left in your hand can be used to purchase additional cards from a shared market, and players discard all their cards, shuffle them, and then draw 3 from their deck in order to start their next hand. This game offers multiple combinations of competitive play with a free-for-all, team, or one versus many, and the primary mechanism used is deck building. Also on June 22nd, we have Power Rangers Heroes of the Grid Rangers United. And this is the new expansion for Power Rangers Heroes of the Grid, which is a popular cooperative game where each player plays as a hero with their own deck of 10 cards, which also doubles as their health. Players will be moving around the board, gathering energy tokens, playing different cards, recovering their cards, and fighting different villains. There are multiple ways to lose the game, but to win, players will have to get to and defeat the final boss. This expansion will be adding a bunch of new characters, including the Solar Ranger, the 3 Beast Morpher Rangers, 3 Omega Rangers, and then it will also add a list of villains, including Blaze, Roxy, the Blue Omega Ranger, and Dark Honda. It looks like this is also going to include the Dino Thunder Team Box, which will most likely be included as an add-on. And there's also one secret character that's going to be added that hasn't been announced yet. Previous content will most likely be included in the campaign as well, but to find out for sure, make sure to check out the campaign in the description below. Next on the 22nd is Arkosa, and this plays 1 to 4 players and takes about 25 minutes per player to play. And in Arkosa, players are on an alien planet, and you'll be developing your bunker, recruiting unique new colonists, and trying to keep your population happy, fed, rested, and breathing. Each player's bunker acts as their engine for their colony, and each round it will produce precious resources and trigger special abilities, as well as add nice bonuses for clever room placement. The planet will welcome you with regular attacks from hostile residents, plus a whole bunch of unique and terrible events that can hinder your explorers as they venture out exploring the terrain. The game uses action points, hand management, set collection, tableau building, and trading, as each player will be building and taking charge of their own bunker as they compete to have the best reputation and morale over the course of 3 rounds. The player that does this the best earns the attention of a rescue team and a ticket off the planet. Also on the 22nd is KROMA, and KROMA is a tile laying strategy game for 2 or 3 players, which takes 10 to 20 minutes to play. And this one's going to be my pick of the week, but for a very specific reason. This doesn't have gameplay that's going to blow your mind or anything, but it does feature some innovative ideas, and I really like the way that they executed on it. The game features a backlit board, which kind of seems like a gimmick at first, but it also does serve a purpose, as players will be placing different colored tiles on the board to build a pattern. On a turn, you draw a piece from the bag and then place it on any location on the board following the placement rules. The pieces come in different colors, and as you fill up the board, you'll be able to lay tiles on top of each other to create new colors that aren't found in the bag. And this combining of colors is all made possible by the backlit board. And you can see in this image here how they're laying a blue tile over a yellow and magenta tile in order to create green and purple spaces on their board. I cover a lot of campaigns, so I've seen a lot of games that have different gimmicks forced into them that just don't make sense for the game and often just make it more fiddly, more costly to ship, and just end up adding more content to the game that's going to be one day thrown out into the dump or make its way into the ocean. And the reason publishers do this is because it gets them more sales and justifies them having a higher price on their campaign. And publishers are going to put this into their campaign page, making it sound like it's the best thing in the world. And a lot of us just don't have the time to invest to understand how it affects the game from a design perspective. And this is something I've seen publishers exploit more and more recently, which has made it sort of a pet peeve of mine. So it makes me really happy to see one of these ideas integrated in a game that's actually innovative, because this game could not exist without the use of this backlit light. So it 100% makes sense here. And I was also really impressed with the care that the publisher put into this idea, because they also added a battery, so you're not going to have to be tied to a wall in order to play this game. And it's little details like that that make a game less fiddly and more accessible to play, which is just good design. And to actually play this game, you're going to be assigned a color at the start of the game, and this is going to be one of the colors that you're going to have to mix in order to create. Whoever has the most spaces of their colors showing at the end of the game, or alternately whoever has the largest continuous block, wins the game. The game ends once all the pieces have been played, or when no pieces are remaining in the bag that can fit onto the board. And then on June 23rd, we have Kleptokittens, and this plays 2 to 6 players and takes about 15 to 30 minutes to play. And Kleptokittens is a push your luck memory game where players take turns flipping cards within a set time limit, trying to find as many pairs as possible before time runs out. For each pair found, you'll gain a treasure token, which are used to win the game. You can also find catnip, which adds a multiplier to your score, and the more points that you gain, the riskier the game becomes, since turning up a spray bottle busts and ends your turn immediately. This means that if you have a particularly good turn, you may want to end it early to stash those points. A shorter week this time, but don't leave yet, because we do have a couple giveaways to announce, and the first one is 2 Minutes to Midnight. And this is a 2-player board game about the Cold War, where one player is going to play as the United States and the other player will play as the USSR. Each side has their own set of weaknesses, strengths, and agenda to play out in order to win the game. The game uses a chip pull system that's going to create random events throughout each game that's going to make each game play a little bit differently and challenge the players, as well as create different opportunities. Players each have their own board that they'll also be using to level up their technology, intelligence, and military tracks. And the game ends after 9 rounds, each representing 5 years since 1946. And this giveaway is going to be for the 2 Minutes to Midnight pledge, which is going to get you 1 copy of the game and all unlocked stretch goals. Intent of this giveaway, just leave a comment down below with the hashtag war, and I'm not much of a history buff, so just leave a comment of any interesting fact that you know about the Cold War. And the next giveaway is for a pledge for King Fridge, and this is a game where players are going to be trying to get the lowest valued hand in order to win the game. Players will have partial information because part of everyone's hand will be hidden, while a part of it is visible to all players. Players take turns drawing new cards and optionally swapping them from their own, and players will also be able to use different actions and special cards to perform different abilities to help themselves or harm their opponents. Once a player believes that they have the lowest total valued hand, they can claim King Fridge, and if they're correct, they win the round, and if they're incorrect, they are penalized. The player with the lowest total score after 3 rounds wins the game. And this giveaway is going to be for a pledge for 1 copy of the game and all unlocked stretch goals. And to enter this giveaway, just leave a comment down below with the hashtag fridge, and let us know something that you will always find in your fridge. For me, the thing that stands out is soda water. Not a lot of people drink just plain soda water here in North America, but it was a habit I picked up when I was in Germany, and for some reason the bubbles just make it better. It's also a nice change of beverage if you're fasting and you don't want to break your fast. And once you're done fasting, you can add lemon, lime, or cucumber and a splash of gin or vodka and treat yourself. And I'll draw the winners for last week's giveaway, and the first one we have is for Ruthless Tall Tales. And to draw a winner, I use this fancy application here, and all these extra names down here are bonus entries for my Patreon subscribers. If you like this sort of content and you want to help out the channel, definitely check that out, and it also gets you some nice bonuses like extra entries into these giveaways. So let's go ahead and grab the comments and draw a winner. And our winner is Katya Howitson. Thank you so much for joining the Patreon. Katya is actually the one who does all the board game artwork at the end of each of these videos. And it's pretty convenient for her to win this giveaway right now because she actually has a campaign on Kickstarter for herself right now. If you're a fan of the meeple artwork at the end of these videos, definitely check out her campaign because it's a great opportunity to support her work. Congratulations, Katya. I'll reach out to you and let you know that you won yourself a pledge for Ruthless. And the next giveaway we had was for a pledge for Azrah War of Heralds. So let's go ahead and draw those comments and draw a winner. And our winner is Tavanesh. Congratulations on the win. Just email me at adam@shelfclutter.com and we'll get that pledge all sorted out. And that's it for this week. Until next time, keep that shelf cluttered and the table full.